Hi, welcome, and I hope you're doing well. This video here I'll be doing a screen replacement on an iPhone 7 Plus, and as you can see that the phone has a cracked screen in the front here. Okay, so there are a few tools that you may need to have to perform the repair. So you need to have a Phillips screwdriver. This is a Y-shaped screwdriver, a plastic prying, a metal prying tool, a tweezer if it's needed, and of course you do need to have safety first. So if you have safety for your eye protector glasses, go ahead and put it on. Alright, so and lastly you need to have a pentalobe screw, which opens up the two screws at the bottom here. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing I like to do is to turn off the phone. So you get a screwdriver, there are two screws at the bottom here. Go ahead and remove it. It looks like there's a missing screw on this part on my process here, but for your case you should have two screws at the bottom. So once you remove the two screws, go ahead, get a metal prying tool, and what you want to do is you want to stick it in right about this much, and you want to go all along the corner here. What I'm doing right now is to cut the adhesive tape that is still glued onto the phone, and this tape here is to is for the water resistant purpose. So now once you open up the phone, you will not have water resistant anymore. So I want you to keep that in mind by cutting the screen here. The glue tape here is to open up to do the repair, but you will not have the water resistant after. Alright, as you can see, once you open up, the phone will flip to your right side of the screen. Okay, I'm just turning it around a little bit here. And you want to get a Y screwdriver. And this here is to remove the bracket. And get a plastic prying tool. This here is for the battery. Go ahead and disconnect the battery. And there are two flex cable, and that's for your LCD screen. Alright, so the next step is in the top part here. Same process. Go ahead and open up with a Y screwdriver. This here is to hold on to your camera and the ear speaker. So go ahead and remove that. And there are three screws that is holding on it. Got a plastic prying tool, and go ahead and stick it underneath and remove the front camera. Alright, so at this point you have this on the side by side. I'll go ahead and get a Y screwdriver and remove the screws on this side. What I'm trying to do here is to remove the back plate, this metal back plate here. Okay, so the next step, I'm removing the home button bracket. There are four screws that is holding on it. So go ahead and remove them. Remove this bracket. And here's a home button. So you want to make sure you be careful on this process to disconnect this cable. You do not want to break the home button. if you break the original home button, you are not getting the touch ID. Okay, so you're going to be gentle. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stick it in, because this home button here, it has the double-sided tape that tape onto it. So you want to go underneath gently, lift it up, and the home button will fall right out coming from the front. Okay, so let's put that on the side. And the next thing we're going to work on is the front camera. So it runs on a regular Phillips screw. Let's go ahead and remove them. Alright, so at this point here, you want to be gentle, tuck underneath the flex cable or the sensor. Alright, so just kind of lift it up. And what I would like to do is I like to remove this, the ear speaker filter or the cover together with it, because I feel like it is more easier. But if you don't want to, that's fine. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to remove the entire piece, just like that. Okay, I'm trying to remove entire piece just like that. So now I come back and I can just remove this after. Okay, so I feel like it's a lot easier to do so. That's how you get the entire front camera removed. Okay, once you have that done, the next thing is to remove the back plate. And here's the back plate. Okay, so this is the broken glass. So let's put that on the side. I have a new glass here. So we want to transfer all the back plate, the front camera, and all that to this new glass. Okay, so at this point, you want to remove the plastic. Okay, I like to use this plastic to cover up the sensor. It looks like this sensor is exposed. Some of the new screen that you buy, it comes with like a plastic that cover this sensor here, but some of the vendor are not doing it, so not a big deal. You can just reuse this little tape and just tape it front and back just to cover up the sensor. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can see it, but that's what I did here. Okay, and then go ahead and remove this plastic. Alright, so the next step I'll be doing is to put the back plate. So make sure you have the two flex cable go underneath, in between, and close it. Alright, so that's how you're gonna do it. And the next step I'm gonna do is to make sure that this home button, this one here, is not tucked underneath. Okay, so make sure it's exposed like this so that we can put the home button on. Okay, let's redo it again. Flex cable go in between the back plate, come back here, and close it. Put the screws back on. Alright, so once I have that done, I'll go ahead and get this home button. You want to stick it from the front. Alright, so there you have it. Make sure you have it aligned. Okay, and what I'm going to do is you want to tuck this on top of the home button. Okay, so flip this one on the top, bring it back down. Okay, and go ahead and close it. So they are just like a Lego. It's like a snap-on. So once you have in the right fitting, you press on it, it would just feels like a Lego, that you would just close it. Okay, so I have it in place. So next thing I'll be doing is to put the bracket back on and lock it in. Again, there are 4 screws that holds the home button, and they run on a Y screws. So get your Y screwdriver and go ahead and put them back on it and lock it, screw it in. Okay, so the next step I'll be doing is installing the front camera. So go ahead and stick it in. Make sure you have this thing aligned properly. There's these 2 little, like a dimple. Okay, make sure you align them in place. Close it in. And then here on the front, you might want to make some adjustment. Make sure you have them in place. Make sure you sit flush so that your camera, so that the speaker, when you go on top, is not like sticking out. So make sure this thing is, make sure you have this thing in a very precise lock in. So it may take some time to find the right angle to lock it in. All right. I need a little bit more time here, so it looks like it's still sticking out. Okay, I think I have it in good shape now. Go ahead and put the speaker, and then now you flip over your camera so it goes on top of the speaker, and lock it in like that. Get your bracket, goes back on top, and make sure you have the holes aligned in place. And now you're going to get the screw and screw them in. While your other finger holding the bracket so that it doesn't move around and everything is still in place. Once you put about 2 or 3 screws, then you can let go your finger and you can come back and finish the rest. Okay, so you want to bring the phone back, go ahead and connect the cables. They are just like a Lego, they go snap back on it. Okay, make sure you have them in the right place. Same goes for this. And then finally connect the battery back together. Okay, go ahead and put the bracket back on. So the process for this, the installation is actually not that difficult. I believe if you make yourself some time and be patient and come back and rewind and rewatch the video, and I'm pretty sure you can do it yourself. I will have the description. I will have the product in the description below where you can find and buy the replacement screen from, and also the tools that you need to do this screen repair by yourself. Yeah, so the process is pretty straightforward. Nothing really that difficult. You just need some time and just be patient, and you should be able to do it. Okay, so I have one last screw to put it back on, and that should have it. So the next thing you need to do is to make sure you slide the top first in. Okay, slide it in first, then you can press it along the corner to have the phone snap back on in place. So the next step I'll be doing is to turn on the phone, make sure everything works, and do not forget to put the 2 screws back at the bottom. Alright, so let's see. Do some tests, make sure things are working. Yep, all the buttons are working, so which is good. Alright, so I hope this video helps to give you some kind of idea on how to do a screen replacement on this iPhone 7 Plus. If you have any question, comment below. If you need help, send me a message. I'm more than happy to answer those messages. Until next time, so please take care. Bye.